sometimes you might also see equation of parabola. Right? Generally, the equation of parabola is like a quadratic equation. Okay, y is ax square plus bx plus c is y. This is the equation of a parabola, the format. So how would that look like? You can see something like this, or you can also see something like this. So this is like facing this direction, right? The infinite. So this goes infinite like this. This is the minimum value, whatever the point I see. So this entire expression, you will hit minimum once, and then it will keep increasing, like decrease to a point, and then increase forever. The other type is this, where you see inverted diagram, where it is facing in this downward direction. So it will see a maxima. It depends on how would I know which type is this. See this value a. If a is positive, this is what you will get. This is how the curve will look like. If a is negative, this is what you will see. Right? Three things that are one of the things that you have to realize is this, that when I give you a parabola equation, I can look at this and immediately say whether this will look like this or this. Obviously, based on which I can say it will have minimum or maximum. That's one thing. Next, you can also see if these are called like, the parabola is cutting the x-axis at 2 points, right? Here also I'm seeing at 2 points. Maybe sometimes it cuts only at 1 point, something like this, right? Or something like this. Like the maximum itself is cutting the x-axis, or the minimum itself is cutting the x-axis, so that is cutting at only 1 point. Or I can also have a curve like this or this, which are not cutting the x-axis at any point. That is also a possibility. So these are fundamentally nothing but the roots you see in a quadratic equation. As I said, the parabola is fundamentally a quadratic equation, right? Y is equals to a quadratic thing, polynomial. So simply when I say when will they cut it, see what are the coordinates here? Like let's say x2 comma 0, and this will be x1 comma 0. Basically the y will be 0. So this will translate to 0 is equals to, so when will I satisfy this equation x square plus bx plus c equals 0? When those are fundamentally the roots of the quadratic equation, right? So what are the roots of quadratic equation? Minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. This is how you find the roots. So using this expression, substitute here and you will get these two. If obviously, as I said, they don't have any roots like this, obviously you will get this to be negative and I will get a real complex roots and I would not find the values. Or if they are cutting at only 1 point, I will get this expression to be 0 and this will fundamentally turn out to be minus b by 2a. I am not discussing in depth this. I hope you already have some clue on the roots of quadratic equation. What am I saying? When I know the discriminant, right? That is b square minus 4ac. If this is equals to 0, that means there is only one root for the quadratic equation. That is, they cut the x-axis, the parabola cuts the x-axis at only 1 point. If the discriminant is greater than 0, that means they are cutting at two different points like this. Right? If it is less than 0, then I don't have any roots. It won't cut the x-axis at any point. Right? That is fundamentally because no real roots. That's how you would have used the discriminant, right? So b square minus 4 is equals to 0 is only one unique root. That is fundamentally cutting x-axis only at 1 point. If it is greater than 0, two real roots and distinct roots. So that means it cuts at two different points. And if it is less than 0, then there are no real roots. That is what I'm seeing here. That is what you can do. So parabola equation is more or less more about drawing quadratic equations only, like graphical representation of the. Another thing that you need to understand is this: in this form, this c is basically the y-intercept. For example, for this graph, if I draw like this, right? Let's say it cuts here. So this is basically what you'll see for c. If I'm saying the parabola is of format 2x square plus 3x plus 4, I know it is positive 2, so it should be like this. And the constant is 4, so it means it should cut something like this. Something like this. I don't know how it would look. I'm just saying, I can only say. I have to find the roots also for this equation to see where they're cutting. But anyways, what I can say from this format is the constant term is the y-intercept. That's another thing that you should also note. Right? These are the 3 points. Whether it will be upward facing, downward facing based on a positive, negative, based on which I can know if it has maxima or minima. And then the roots where it cuts can be done by the discriminant and also this quadratic equation formula. And the third and final thing is the y-intercept is c that will cut the y-axis. That's what you need to know. These are the key takeaways for you for this. Let's look at the simple problem. X square plus 2x minus 24. How does it look? It should be upward facing because positive x. And where would they cut? Let's find the roots. So let's solve this equation, right? What are the roots? Minus b plus or minus square root of b square is 4, minus of 4 into a into minus 24 by 2 into a is 1. So minus 2 plus or minus 4 minus 24, 4 is 96, it will become this. So minus 2 plus or minus 10, 100 root is 10. So minus 2 plus 10 by 2 or minus 2 minus 10 by 2. So this will be 4, or it can be also minus 6. These are the roots, right? X could be 4, x is equals to minus 6, that can satisfy this. What does that mean? The curve will cut the x at 4 comma 0 or minus 6 comma 0, and it would be facing upward, so it should look something like this. Where is the y-intercept? Minus 24, right? So that should happen somewhere like that. I don't know where it will happen, but I can't go below this, so no, we don't have this, right? Let's draw something like this. I know this is not absolutely correct, but I mean, what am I saying? I'm saying minus 4, so on, so on. So this point where this curve will cut this should be at 0 comma minus 24. That's what I'm saying, right? Because I know y-intercept is minus 24, right? That is not available here because the graph is only up to minus 4, minus 6. Anyways, so parabola cuts axis at a and b and y at c. So this is point c. I know 0 comma minus 24. Let's call this as a, for example. This is b. What is this? Minus 6 comma 0, and this is 4 comma 0. So these are the coordinates of a, b, and c is the y-intercept, cuts the y-axis at c. That should be 0 comma minus 24. How did I get minus 24? That's simply taking this, right? So obviously I know that the y-intercept should be of the format 0 comma y, so I just put x 0. So 0 plus 0 minus 24 is y, so y is minus 24. That's what it is, right? Similarly, solving this quadratic equation for these two, it should be 0, y is 0, so is equals to x square plus 2x minus 24. I solve this quadratic equation using the roots. I get the roots, and those two are my intercepts of the x-axis.